The world's wealthiest man has just arrived in Rome, and he wasn't there to witness a rocket launch. Elon Musk has mastered social media, electric cars, and space travel. He has visited the world's most prestigious boardrooms, the White House, and the Kennedy Space Center. However, the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla did something unexpected on a warm Roman afternoon. He entered the 4-0 Italico, sat in the front row, and watched Alex Eala play in the Italian Open. The Philippine flags continued to fly, Alex's cries continued to reverberate, and Musk's actions at the conclusion of the match stunned the tennis community. Even the 20-year-old Filipina was astounded by the unexpected and remarkable gift. May 11, 2026, Rome, Italy. The Faro Italico's Central Stadium, in an unexpected moment for the tennis community. I'll set the scenario for you. The most eagerly awaited match of the day had arrived at the Italian Open. The 20-year-old Filipina Alex Eala, who had already won over the hearts of Rome, was getting ready to take on world number 2 Elena Rabaicana in the third round. The atmosphere was intense and the stakes were high as the Philippine flags filled the Central Stadium and Alex's cries reverberated off the marble sculptures. Eala had already surpassed everyone's expectations. In a 3-set match, she overcame a 3-1 deficit in the final set and saved 9 of 10 breakpoints to upset Magdalena Frech, ranked 45th in the world. In straight sets, she had defeated Wang Xinyu, ranked 31st, exacting revenge for her devastating defeat in Auckland and guaranteeing her place in the third round. Throughout the competition, her ranking rose from 42 to 38, and her prize money totaled €46,080. She was about to take against one of the strongest players in women's tennis, the current Australian Open winner. The entire globe was observing. Then the main door of the Foro Italico opened. Elon Musk entered. The world's richest man, the CEO of SpaceX, and Tesla, who had transformed social media, electric cars, and commercial space travel, was not in Rome for a business meeting. He wasn't present for the launch of a rocket. He went there to observe Alex Eala. The photographers raised their cameras in anticipation of capturing the billionaire's arrival, the security detail stiffened, and the tournament officials fumbled. However, Musk went straight to the front row, sat down, and stared at the court without pausing for pictures or waving. Elon Musk, the guy who had taken over industries, sat forward in his seat as the Philippine flags continued to wave and Alex's screams continued to reverberate. He was here to observe something he had never seen before. Elon Musk hadn't moved an inch, the crowd was tense, and the world number 2 was winning the first set. Allow me to take you inside the moments that followed the Tesla CEO's arrival at the Foro Italico, as what Musk saw there would permanently alter his perspective on sports. Rabaicina was going all out at the start of the match. With 29 victories this season, the Kazakh star leads the WTA Tour. During the match, he had 6 aces and no double faults. Her mobility was smooth, her ground strokes were accurate, and her serve was unbeatable. Eala, who started the event ranked 42nd, was expected to be overpowered. The world number 2 was expected to win quickly, according to the analysts. Rabaicina was the clear favorite, according to the oddsmakers. Alex Eala had not read the script, even though it had been written. 2 aggressive shotmakers engaged in a great exchange during the first set. Rabaicina was even more clinical with 17 wins, while Eala fired 13, her highest in a single set this season. The might of the world number 2 did not intimidate the Filipina. She seized the ball early, moved inside the baseline, and precisely altered Rabaicina's speed, leaving the Kazakhs reeling. Musk reclined on his chair. The millionaire was renowned for his passion, his unwavering determination, and his reluctance to accept conventional wisdom. He had transformed social media, electric vehicles, and commercial spaceflight. He had created businesses from the ground up, disregarded detractors at every opportunity, and transformed sectors that had been stagnant for many years. He noticed something familiar as he watched the 20-year-old Filipina compete against the world's second-best player. Musk allegedly told the individual next to him, "She's not afraid of her." No, the tournament official concurred. She is never scared. The second set was disappearing. Elon Musk, the guy who had created rockets that defied gravity, watched in astonishment as Alex Eala refused to give up while the world number 2 was gaining ground. Allow me to take you inside the pivotal moments of that third-round match, because what the CEO of Tesla saw at Central Stadium changed him from an inquisitive onlooker to a devout follower. From the first point on, the game had been close. The Philippine flags went into a frenzy after Eala broke Rybakina's serve early and took a 2-0 lead. Laban Alex's chants became more forceful and louder. With his hands clasped and his gaze fixated on the 20-year-old Filipina who was not scared by the world number 2, Musk found himself leaning forward. As champions do, Rybakina retaliated. The match was tied at 4-4 after the Kazakh twice broke Eala's serve. There was a change in momentum. The roaring crowd subsided into a tense quiet. The 9th game followed. Rybakina was taking the initiative. Unfazed, Eala earned a breakpoint. 12 shots were fired during the rally. Eala opened up the court, shifted Rybakina side to side, and bided her time until she had a chance to attack. Eala intervened and ripped a forehand down the line as the Kazakh's racket produced a short ball. On the baseline, the ball landed flush. All Rybakina could do was observe. Take a break. For the set, Eala would serve. Elon Musk, the millionaire who had witnessed technology break through seemingly insurmountable barriers, stood up and cheered as the stadium exploded and the Philippine flags waved in frantic, coordinated waves. He was heard exclaiming, "Incredible, absolutely incredible." Rybakina's expertise proved to be too much as the first set slipped away, but Eala persevered and fought harder. Let me take you through the second set of this historic encounter since Elon Musk saw the Filipina star's true nature during those last games. With 29 victories this season, Rybakina, the current Australian Open winner and dominant leader on the WTA Tour, demonstrated why she is ranked second in the world. With 6 aces and 0 double faults during the game, her serve was unbeatable. Eala moved with ease and delivered crisp ground strokes, but she would not give up. Rybakina broke early to start the second set. The audience held their breath as the Kazakhs took a 3-1 lead. The ferociously waving Philippine flags lowered a little. The chants became quieter. Eala then took an unexpected action. She quickly retaliated, leveling the set at 2-3. The crowd screamed when the Filipina held her serve to take a 3-2 lead. Once more, the flags were raised. The chants intensified. Musk was enthralled as he watched. He had witnessed engineers push boundaries and his teams at SpaceX overcome overwhelming obstacles to land rockets on barges in the middle of the ocean, but he had never witnessed a 20-year-old take on the world's second-best player and not give up. Musk noted that she doesn't fear defeat. That is unique and uncommon. That's why people adore her, the tournament official said with a nod. She battles for each point as if it were a match point. Eala's tenacity was demonstrated in the match's closing games. After regaining control, Rybakina won 3 games in a row to finish the set. The world number 2 won in straight sets with a final score of 6-4, 6-3. However, the figures failed to convey the bravery Musk had seen. Eala had only made 17 mistakes while drawing 32 from the Kazakh star. After more than an hour and 32 minutes of fierce combat, she had repeatedly held Rybakina's serve. Eala would later add, "I think I was able to reach a good level of tennis, and I don't think it was an easy win for her." Musk saw Eala leave the court with her campaign finished and her head held high. Elon Musk made a choice as the Philippine flags flew one last time and Laban Alex's chants reverberated around the Central Stadium. He claimed he had to meet her. Elon Musk wasn't prepared to go even though the game was over and the audience was dispersing. The Tesla CEO's next move was not predetermined, so allow me to take you inside what has since become the most talked about celebrity encounter in Italian Open history. Musk got up from his front row seat as the tournament organizers looked at each other and his security detail tensed. Disregarding the custom that kept spectators and athletes apart, he made his way toward the players' tunnel. A few people had gathered close to the exit, and Eala was signing autographs for them. She was smiling despite her weariness. She had her racket bag hanging over her shoulder. Fans who had seen history tucked the folded Philippine flags behind their arms. "Miss Eala," Musk began as he walked over to her. Eala raised her head, perplexed. Her eyes grew wide after that. In front of her stood the world's richest man. She managed to reach out and say, "Mr. Musk." Musk did not, however, shake her hand. Rather, he took out a tiny sleep aid from the pocket of his jacket. The game was ended and the crowd was starting to disperse, but Elon Musk wasn't prepared to go. The Tesla CEO's next move was not predetermined, so allow me to take you inside what has since become the most talked about celebrity encounter in Italian Open history. Musk got up from his front row seat, his security detail tense, the tournament officials exchanging glances. Disregarding the custom that kept spectators and athletes apart, he made his way toward the players' tunnel. A few people had gathered close to the exit, and Ella was signing autographs for them. She was smiling despite her weariness. She had her racket bag hanging over her shoulder. Fans who had seen history tucked the folded Philippine flags behind their arms. "Miss Ella," Musk began as he walked over to her. Ella raised her head, perplexed. Her eyes grew wide after that. In front of her stood the world's richest man. She managed to reach out and say, "Mr. Musk." Musk did not, however, shake her hand. Rather, he took out a little, slim item from his jacket pocket. He handed it to her and said, "This is for you." It was a unique Tesla Cybertruck key fob, not just any key fob. 3 words, "To Mars and back," were engraved on the reverse. The audience let out a gasp. Musk remarked, "I watched you out there. I learned something a long time ago, and you brought it to memory. The impossible is merely an issue that needs to be resolved. You never give up. You don't give up. You manage to discover a way." Eala gripped the key fob with trembling hands. She said, "This is too much." "No, it isn't. You deserve it. Every time they counted you out, every point, every rally, and each time you continued to fight. When you are ready to visit SpaceX, the invitation is open," he said after pausing. "I believe you would enjoy it there. Every day, we accomplish seemingly inconceivable feats. Every frame was recorded by the cameras." The supporters who had been discreetly gathering their possessions ceased their activities. The security officers looked at each other. The photographers at the tournament lifted their cameras. And Alex Eala, the 20-year-old who had challenged the world's number 2, carried the burden of 110 million Filipinos without faltering, and confronted the world's top players fearlessly, was at a loss for words. More people watched the video than any match highlight. It has received over 60 million views in a matter of hours. There was a deluge of incredulity, adulation, and crazy conjecture in the comments area. Allow me to share with you the worldwide response to Elon Musk's unexpected visit in gift. Because what the CEO of Tesla did for Alex Eala was a clash of worlds rather than merely a celebrity sighting. Every social media site featured the video of Musk giving Eala the personalized Cybertruck key fob. People from all across the world, including IT fanatics, space exploration nerds, and some who had never watched a match before, sent in remarks. What historical period are we in? Elon Musk recently gave Alex Eala the key to a Cybertruck. After witnessing her battle the second-ranked player, the world's wealthiest man declared, "She's one of us." That isn't a present. That's confirmation. If "To Mars and back" isn't the most Elon Musk-esque thing ever scrawled on a present, I'm at a loss for words. As evidence that Eala had drawn the attention of the most powerful people in the world, Philippine media published celebratory headlines. Alex Eala receives a Cybertruck key from Elon Musk. Read more about Musk inviting a Filipina star to join SpaceX from Rome to Mars. Business and IT publications offered their opinions. According to one expert, Elon doesn't do this for everyone. Being generous with his time and resources is not one of the many accusations he has faced throughout his career. The resolve to fight when everyone thinks you can't win and the reluctance to accept conventional knowledge are 2 aspects of Eala that he finds reminiscent of himself. The significance of the inscribed inscription was highlighted by SpaceX aficionados. "To Mars and back" is the mission, not just a catchphrase. SpaceX is striving for that. Eala is being told by Musk that her journey, from being a scholarship student at the age of 13 to challenging the world number 2 at the age of 20, is the same kind of seemingly impossible journey, but she is demonstrating that it is doable. With the cameras rolling and the key fob in her grasp, 20-year-old Alex Eala, who had confronted the world number 2 without flinching, finally found her voice. Allow me to take you inside the most poignant part of that historic news conference, as Eala's remarks on Musk's gift demonstrated why she has won over millions of admirers. Hours had passed while the reporters waited. Italian media, reporters from the Philippines, and tennis journalists from all over the world crowded the press room. They had come to inquire about Rybakina, the match, and her rise to number 38. However, the questions changed when Eala entered, still holding the key fob. "What was said to you by Elon Musk?" a reporter inquired. Eala traced her finger over the etched words, "To Mars and back," as she peered down at the key fob. According to him, the impossible is merely an issue that needs to be resolved. He claimed that he made him think of his SpaceX teams, those who are incapable of giving up. Her eyes sparkled as she hesitated. Then he said something that will always stick in my memory. "You're going to Mars, not because it's easy, but because it's hard, and you've been proving that your entire life," he added. There was silence in the room. With a tiny smile on her lips, Eala went on, "I don't know if I'll ever go to space, but I know what he meant. My Mars is the journey from Manila to Mallorca, from number 143 to number 38, from losing every clay court match to challenging the world number 2. That's what I'm attempting to do, which is impossible. I'm not done yet," and she stared straight into the camera. "I'll never finish." 3 words, a key fob, and a pledge made by a 20-year-old Manila girl to herself and the millions of others who have faith in her. Elon Musk entered the Foro Italico as a bystander and left as a convert. Something about Alex Eala reminded the world's richest man of his own journey. The reluctance to accept conventional wisdom, the willingness to fight when everyone says you can't win, and the quiet resolve that makes impossible ambitions come true. The personalized Cybertruck key fob with the words, "To Mars and back," engraved on it was more than just a gift. It was an acknowledgement, a confirmation, and a reminder that the same spirit that propels SpaceX to land rockets on floating platforms in the middle of the ocean is the same spirit that propelled a 13-year-old girl to leave her home, friends, and family and travel 11,000 kilometers to pursue a dream. Eala's campaign at the Italian Open ended in defeat. 6-4 and 6-3 were displayed on the scoreboard. The world number 2, Elena Rybakina, had made progress. However, the Filipina had only made 17 mistakes while drawing 32 from the Kazakh star. She had often broken Rybakina's serve. After more than an hour and 32 minutes of fierce combat, she had maintained her position. She was now ranked 38th instead of 42nd. €79,510 was her winning money. She had crushed number 31 seed Wang Yu in straight sets, then overcame Magdalena French, ranked 45th in the world, in a 3-set match. However, the numbers only provide a portion of the picture. The Philippine flags that filled the 40 italics, Laban Alex's chants that reverberated off the marble statues, the tears of OFWs who had traveled across continents to see their hero compete, and now the key fob from the world's richest man, a symbol that her journey is not just seen but celebrated, all tell the true story. Eala held the key fob up to the cameras and said, "To Mars and back. I'm heading there. It's difficult, not because it's simple." Her eyes were clear and her voice was firm as she hesitated. "It's almost time for the French Open. The Philippine flags will be present, and I can assure you that I will continue to fight, to believe, and to demonstrate that the seemingly insurmountable is merely an issue that needs to be resolved." Applause broke out in the press room. The reporters were moved since they had attended hundreds of press conferences and were used to sportsmen making well-crafted statements while remaining silent. Eala got up, gave the room a nod, and left. She still held the key fob. The remaining question is easier to answer than it first appears. Will Alex Eala recall the millionaire who had faith in her when she looks down at that key fob on the court at the French Open? Or will she come to see that the belief has always existed within of her? The world will be watching in either case. For more stories that go beyond the score, leave a comment below and subscribe to Court Legacy. Elon Musk unexpectedly showed up at the Italian Open to witness Alex Eala play world number 2 Elena Rybakina in the 3rd round. The 20-year-old Filipina challenged the current Australian Open champion to a competitive 6-4-6-3 match while the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla sat in the front row. Following the game, Musk went to the player tunnel and gave Eala a personalized Cybertruck key fob with the words, "To Mars and back," etched on it. Musk told her, "You reminded me of something I learned a long time ago. The impossible is merely an issue that needs to be resolved. You find a way, you don't give up or back down." He remarked. I reminded him of his teams at SpaceX, the ones who don't know how to quit, as Eala broke down in tears. During her campaign in the Italian Open, Eala defeated Wang Yu, ranked 31st, and Magdalena French, ranked 45th in the world. She received €79,510 in prize money after her rating rose to number 38, but the key fob and the message it contained will be remembered. Eala repeated, "To Mars and back. I'm going there because it's difficult, not because it's simple."